stream started there. Okay, so now we're streaming to YouTube. Just so you guys know, I'm sharing the audio from the stream today to YouTube also. Just to give it a try. We're going to set this thing up so that everybody can agree to terms and stuff like this. But as long as no one has an issue with it, I thought I might as well. If anybody prefers me not to share your audio to YouTube, let me know and I can actually just turn it off. But if you don't have a problem, then I'll just continue doing it now. So what we're doing today is looking at the ES, NQ, and the Russell, RTY, and right now it's looking a little bit like it's going to continue to be a choppy day kind of thing. I was speaking to Jeremy about it earlier. He gave a prognosis for it being kind of just like up until Thursday. Seems like a pretty good thing to work off of. Down here in my right-hand corner, I kind of apologize for this mess. I'm working on, I built these ones just over the last few days, and I want to keep an eye on them during live market time, just to see if they're quirky and do anything weird. Sometimes indicators will do something quirky that they correct, so that if you look at them historically, you won't see any weirdness. But if you look at them doing it live, you can see them acting out, kind of thing. Yeah, so that's it. What have you guys? Anybody else? What have you guys been up to today? What are you guys looking at right now? If there's anything else you would like me to throw up on the chart, also.
Let's see if there's any pennies moving.
I meant somebody
I'm
else.
just charting for the next few weeks. That's all I'm going to do is chart.
You're just charting? That's a good idea. You charting on the 1 minute or the what are you on the 5 second?
A few time scales. I'm just using Trading Zone just to get my charting up to some sort of standard.
Mm-hmm. Trading Zone. I haven't tried that one before. What is it? Is it a good? It's a good program.
Did I say Trading Zone? Trading View. Sorry.
Trading View. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I'm working with software called Tech Zone at the moment. I've misconfigured my brain. Sorry. Trading Zone.
Doesn't matter. Trading View. Trading View is
Trading View is what I meant.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna stop using it because I tend to agree with. I mean, I like it. I love it as a platform, but I tend to agree with the guys. It's quite expensive if you use the paid version, and if you can get it for free.
What do you use for charting then, Cass?
I use Trading View now, and then I want to move. But what I'm going to switch, I want to switch to. I'm using the same platform to trade on as that I'm charting on. So I just want to get everything in one spot. So what
was it again?
Optimus Futures is what I'm moving towards.
Okay.
I've always been charting on TradingView, but I'm getting tired of switching between an analysis platform and a trading platform. So what I want to do is start charting on the same platform that I'm trading on. So I figured Optimus Futures seemed like in the end it doesn't really matter, but Optimus Futures seems fine, and they have lots of tools. They have all the tools that I need, so I think that's the way it's going to go. But TradingView is, I definitely recommend it if you just want to learn a good charting platform that has all the tools you need and everything that you could want. They definitely, it's a full package. I can recommend going into. There's a lot of data that they have access to that other platforms just don't have. They're missing, unfortunately, some of the ones that I like. But if you go into compare and just click on the, let's look at, ADA is fine, or ADDQ maybe. We look at indices. I can take this away now. How can we do this? Let's look at a different one. Let's look at NASDAQ and then indices. You can see that they have a ton of kind of like other data streams that use to interpret NASDAQ. That's not necessarily stuff that even people usually think about, but can be really interesting just to check out for um, different ways to look at the market. They have an Asia index, which nobody ever, it's just, there's really a ton, it's just a ton of data in TradingView that other people usually don't have. They even have an agreement with bar chart, so you get all the bar chart indices into TradingView also, which is pretty nice. So you don't have to switch to that platform if you like using them.
Hey, Kaz.
Yeah. Hey.
In TradingView, are you using the Pro? Were you using the Pro, or just didn't want to buy it or purchase it? What's the story there?
No, I have. I think it's called Premium. I have the biggest package you can get. So that, I mean, it's not. It's why did I get it? Oh, that's right. I got it because it's only on the Premium package that you can get down to the second. The lowest time frame that you can get on the other packages are minutes, and I wanted the second charts. So, in order to have the second charts, you need to have the Premium account. But really, I mean, if you're learning charting, without a doubt, I think the free account is fine. But I don't know how it works with like having a data subscription with a free account, or if you like have to have a subscription to have data to have live data and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it costs like $500 a year or something like this for the Premium, if I'm not mistaken. Plus the data fees, which are additional, 40, $50 a month or something like this. So it ends up being, about $1,000 a year for a charting platform that you can actually get for free. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense.
Jeremy, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. So I know that you had mentioned a while back that you were into some talking relationships with TradingView. Is that still something on the menu, or what? If you
Yep.
don't mind me asking.
I'm working out. Let's see, right now the guy I need to talk to is on vacation until. Gosh, he's going to be back after Easter. As soon as I get in touch with him, I'm going to broker that deal and see if we can get us not just an affiliate link, but kind of partner with them so we can utilize their software for kind of premiering our information on for like videos that we make for instructional stuff that we put on YouTube. So we're going to try and see if we can get exclusive access to that, and thus get us a little bit better than a affiliate discount.
Sure. What are your assessment with TradingView, Jeremy?
It's very powerful. There's a lot of very, very useful tools in there. Like Casper was saying, you do have to get the Premium package to get into the second charts that I tend to use. But the ability to utilize that charting software is pretty nice. The other part is that it can be used to command pretty much most of your brokerages out there in one place. So like you can have it use any of your other brokerage accounts to execute your orders. That kind of integration makes it so that you don't have to run all your different brokers on your platform. You can just command them to make your trades from TradingView.
And you can program algorithms. I mean, you can go into one cool thing with them is the programming language is actually super simple. The only thing you have to do, if you want to program something, you can do it in a few different ways. But down here in the bottom left of my screen, you can see it says Pine Editor. You can open that. This will be the last thing that I was working on. This was the stock RSI that I just made. To compare, it's this one. So I just programmed this morning, which is basically stock RSI of three different. It's the NQ, the ES and the RTY, and you can basically take this, program an indicator pretty easily, and they actually have a lot of help. Like if you don't if you've written something wrong, you can click this, and it'll give you the instructions for how to write that thing up front and center, so you can go through it, which is nice. And it's a really good platform to learn to build these things on. And you can also just take other people's indicators and rework them the way that you want them to work yourself. And then when you've done this, it's really easy to convert this into a strategy. All you have to do is take away study, turn it into strategy, and plug it into a strategy backtester that they've actually pre-built for you. So you can start testing ideas, and you can make the ideas based on anything that you've already built into the indicator, which is pretty cool. So my planning I have a few more of these to build, and then I'm going to mix 3 of these into a thing and set conditions based on all of them, and just backtest it constantly and see if I can get anything which gives me an edge out of it. And I'm looking for an edge which is about 80%, and 80% accuracy is what I'm looking for any given trade. So it simplifies a lot of that stuff. Most platforms have the same thing. Optimus Futures has the same thing, but you do it in C++ instead of in PineScript.
Yeah, I wonder how many programmers we have out there in the community.
Well, there's a few.
Are there a few?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Python is also one of the languages that we have expertise in the community.
Yes, SIG's got quite a bit of knowledge on Python. I know a couple other members personally that aren't as active, but also have extensive knowledge in Python. One of my friends goes by Snags. He is actually works a very intricate job developing software with Python. So.
And PineScript basically is Python also. So the language that you program in TradingView is basically just a simplified Python. So it's Python without all of the without all the things that apply to robotics and stuff like that. And they simplified some of the math stuff for you also. They've just basically cut it down. So here we see, I guess we have a target up here to see if it tests this. Well, the yes. What is that? Looks to be about. It's just going to see if it can get through this the round number, which it didn't do. Failing it now, see what it does. It comes back down to this. See if it's going to get above that. If it's going to hold and test the upper one of that channel, or basically a channel, yeah. Or just fail. We see the Russell testing the same line basically, whereas the NQ has dropped down. Usually I take this as a pretty bearish indication. It's still kind of like a wait and see kind of moment what it's going to do. I like this line to pull back up into it, see if it can bounce off of it. Jeremy, please feel free to jump in anytime. I'm still pretty nervous about streaming, you guys, just so you know. I'm still trying to get into this. Streaming and trading at the same time is still kind of like has me a little bit on edge. But yeah.
I'm actually sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm actually in the middle of re-downloading Thinkorswim.
Oh yeah, how come?
Had something go on where it wouldn't allow me to open the install files.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't know if I've got I've had it on my phone for a little while and I've been messing with it there, but like I haven't put it on my computer yet because I know it's resource hungry. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, price action. SPY is still in that liquidity zone. Like if you pop up that big block I've been dragging down my chart for a while, it goes from like 396 all the way down to 393.50.
You're taking that from
And-
basically up here, right?
Yeah, that's just that liquidity zone I've been dragging along.
Yeah.
We're in it now, and the center point on it is that 394.60 area. So
Oh, we're in
a
it.
strange place for a pivot, but it's kind of weird. It seems to respect it very well. But we're down in that liquidity zone, and
This one.
if
here.
we can breach the center of that thing, we can actually trend for a little while towards 392. And like everything is kind of
Didn't we break out of the liquidity zone based on this one?
well, if we break down, we can go and trend that entire height. So
Yeah.
we can end up all the way down at 392. We might even get the extension down to like 389, 388.
Based on the measured
This is
move.
kind of a topping pattern if you look at the 15-minute chart.
Based on the measured move from. Which measured move are you taking on that one then? You're taking basically this one then, right?
Right. So the 50% retracement comes down to the 393, which is about the bottom of that liquidity zone
Let's do.
of that entire trend before it broke out to the extension to the upside. So this is kind of expected to
this
be
one.
pretty choppy within that range.
You mean this one?
Right.
Yep.
So if you take that full height, will put you over to find the 50% retracement target, which is right around 393.
And we get this right about here. Yeah, 3980, 300.
393, 393.50, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then if you go and you look at just the trend that led up to the extension, your retracement becomes 392. So it's like kind of hanging in that zone. It's kind of a weird time because like you've got a lot of things coming to a head with the regional banks. You've got tech that had a whole bunch of inflow last week that is now just kind of looking like profit taking. So it kind of one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing when it comes to SPY. You've got like tech and banking in one place.
Yeah.
And they're kind of fighting each other trend-wise, so I expect chop out of SPY.
I like this. So this big, massive red candle on tech, well, Nasdaq, but let's call it tech at the moment.
Right.
I wonder what the sectors are doing. Let's just check. Sorry, you guys, I don't have my glasses on, so obviously I can't see so well. Sector. Sectors are not loading for some reason. Ah, okay. So from the open, what do we got? It's gonna look a bit weird for a second. 9:30.
We got a 5-second measured move that might take us to 395.80, but it can. There's resistance there. I don't know if it'll breach it or not.
There you go. Sorry about that. Conservative. You guys can't really see what everything is. I have it color coded just so I know what everything is, but it's basically conservative stuff moving up. Everything which is risk on moving down. Yeah. And financials just kind of like meandering around the middle still, not really deciding kind of whatever the financials really. I think financials are going to set the tone for whatever the day is today, right? Financials recover. We get.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch like one of the volatile ones, like FRC,
Mm.
and it's kind of narrowing. So
I can throw up a couple more up here also. Let's see. Look at the NQ just falling off a cliff like that. That must be some nasty news. But
I'm a little off my game this morning still because I'm still a bit under the weather, so I apologize for not being as animated as I usually am.
Dude, this isn't even for. You're not even supposed to be on today. This is supposed to be all on me, dude. So that's my apology to you guys for not being better prepped today. Let's
That's all
see.
good. Yeah, but-
Yeah, I'm still kind of. I keep thinking. I always have big aspirations of like. I want to do a ton of stuff to make this stream, like just get it jam packed full of everything that I want to get into it, so I can make it super pedagogical. And then I have 6 kids at home who are running around the house and screaming at me, so, which always puts like a cane in the wheel or whatever you say. So
Yeah.
FRC. Let's put up FRC. Did you see that yesterday that we were talking about that First Citizen Bank, and they're the ones who bought that SVB. They ended up
Yep.
going up 50% on that $20 billion discount, which was pretty good. Let's see if we can find anything else moving right now, just for the sake of it. We can do a stock
Not a
screener.
lot coming across my scope. I mean, I've got kind of a couple penny stocks, but they're just, biotech garbage.
Yeah.
Like VKTX is kind of moving up, setting up for a bull flag, but
BioNTech?
I never trust those.
No. Well, BioNTech is not really BNT. Did you say BNTX?
VKTX.
Oh,
Victor Kilo
VKTX.
Electric.
No. That's a piece of crap. That's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's one of those ones where, it's up around
But-
$12-13, but it's like they become kind of trappy around here.
Viking Therapeutics, isn't it? Viking Therapeutics
Yeah.
is a trash company. You want to avoid it.
It is.
Um,
Like you can scalp, a quick setup on it, but right now it's just like it's got that look of a bull flag that usually will kind of fake everybody out.
yeah.
There was another one that was kind of moving, disappeared off my scope here. There it is.
I always like to look at the ones which moving from the open, just because I think
Right.
it gives me a better idea of what's going on.
One I noticed that has a snowball's chance in hell for a trend, although its volume isn't that great. Neither is its float, but it's only a 5.8 million share free float, so not really a massive float. Current volume's only 208,000 shares traded, but the price has popped up. CNET, it's Charlie November Echo
Oh yeah, I see
Tango.
that. CNET is
And-
e-commerce, right?
Yeah, it's got a chance of following through from here. If it breaks that $2 resistance, it can run to like 260 at top of a control bar on a daily chart if you look left.
So I'm gonna zoom out to the 15 minutes. I'm gonna have to go out
But
further.
I mean,
on that.
like I'm just expecting SPY to be just kind of garbage today, unfortunately.
And if SPY's garbage, then everything else is going to be garbage also, right?
Right.
So what are we looking at? We're up to basically up to here, huh?
Yeah, just kind
If it
of
gets
mark
through
a
this.
pivot on that control bar. If it breaks the $2 resistance with enough force, it'll start eating up that trend.
Yeah. So basically turn this into a zone. Oh.
If you must trade something on price action, but I mean, occasionally you pop into a penny stock and just scalp it out of boredom. I mean,
Yeah.
it's sad to say, but
Yeah. No, it works. It works.
not a whole lot really doing
Yeah.
much today.
Well,
that impresses me.
And also, just to keep it fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
NQ SPY is boring right now, or NQ and ES are boring at the moment. So go look at something which is just more exciting. One thing I liked about this on this chart was you could see that in this quick rally up here, I think a lot of people would be only looking at the ES chart would think to themselves, "Oh, I'm going to buy this." It broke out of this 50% line of this thing, whatever it is,
Right.
And then, but you could see that NQ was already selling off at the moment. Now we're having an interesting moment. This is highly kind of divergent because the RT is pulling up, which also this is kind of crazy. This is not looking at the NQ and the RT Russell 2000. This different. This is the first time I've seen this like this in I don't know 2 months or something like this. I'm guessing that that's because of the Russell being overweight. It's pretty low on tech stocks actually. It doesn't have a lot of it doesn't have a lot of tech. It has more. It's actually overweight all of the stuff which is moving up in these sectors right now. All of this, the RT is overweight all of this stuff basically. It's overweight utilities, energy, real estate, and all of those things, which is why that one's rallying. That was a more violent drop off on the NQ than what I expected.
Yeah, give a quick poke down.
And the ES isn't quite following suit, which is a pretty good indication that if you wanted to scalp this one quick to the upside, probably gets a short bounce out of this. I'm on the 5-minute chart for some reason. That's stupid.
I had a short-term target for a measured move on SPY's 5-second chart to 395.80. It didn't quite meet it. It got to like 395.75.
395.
Other than that, man, it's like flat on the open.
Yeah.
It's kind of lifeless.
Yeah. Why is it that the, I mean, I know it's not two different assets completely, nothing weird about it actually, but why is it that the futures and the SPY traded such divergent prices? Like, why is it, I mean, I understand that the futures contract is also an expected value in the future, supposedly, even though, I mean, for the futures indices, it doesn't really work like that anyway. But why is the price such? Why is there such a big difference between them? I would have assumed that they would kind of like work towards being roughly the same.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. I mean, they're close. They're not like dead on, but a lot of the price action is the same on the shorter terms that we're watching.
Oh yeah, the price action is like 99.8% the same thing, which is
Right.
which is what makes it even weirder for me. Why there's a discrepancy between price.
I mean,
It hedges against each other a lot of times.
right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Different
times
time frame, traders.
you end up with leverage on one side where the ETF, whereas the futures are, it's just going to be, for lack of a better way to say it, it's a tradable asset, but it's not like going to be as leveraged as, the option side on SPY. So
Yeah.
tends to have a little bit of a float between them, so to speak. One's supposed to track the other, or SPY is supposed to track the futures, but
Or SPY is supposed to track the index, not necessarily the futures.
right.
Oh.
And it's like you got kind of two things that track each other, really.
Well, I mean,
They always tend to drift a little bit.
Derivative of a derivative of a derivative.
Right.
yeah, it
That's
makes
the better way to say it.
it gives me a headache.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Indeed.
Yeah. So that spot was
A little more
Go ahead.
A little more interestingly, I'm watching QQQ. It's actually got a setup for a quick bounce here for a retrace.
Yeah, that was that. I thought that was pretty good. Again, looking at the three indices working at the same time, you could see that the ES was breaking through this prior kind of whatever junk resistance line that's there. RT was still, or Russell was still breaking up, and at the time,
There we go.
especially on the 5-minute chart, the NQ looked like trash, but it was good at that moment for a really quick little scalp with that event. I mean, it's not a massive one, but that's when did I say that? 14 plus 24 points or something. Bounced off this previous resistance from the channel. Also a good time to get out of this if you did scalp that one. Russell also rolling over a little bit. I'm happy
I'm trying
to
to
see.
remember which version I downloaded, the 64-bit or the 32-bit.
It has to be the 64, man. You wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can run either one because I have a 64-bit system, but can't remember if the 32-bit was a little leaner for system resources.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good. I always installed the 64, but maybe that's a good. It's not a horrible idea to install the.
Like I'm overclocking my i5, and I know if I run a 64-bit on this with all the other stuff that I'm running, I might push the limits of that processor a little much. So
Yeah.
I might have to go and turn off the overclock feature.
I wouldn't mind going through my system and just downgrading some stuff to the 30. 30. What is it? 36-bit? No,
32.
32. 32-bit.
You sacrifice some performance for longevity.
Yeah. And just less laggy. I mean, there's no reason for if you're not actually trading on TOS. There's no reason to like make sure it's demanding.
I will be shortly.
Oh, you are going to do that. That's right. Well, then you should probably have the 64-bit, huh?
Yep.
You don't. Yeah.
Sound like you feel better today.
A little bit. The cough is still there, and the ribs still hurt, but I'm limping along. Yesterday I was just trashed, man. I felt like crap.
Yeah, I felt bad for you.
Just the combination of things is what gets me. It's like, the worst time to injure yourself like that is when you have a cold. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were just having allergies, man. You're sick on top of it, huh?
I have a light cold plus the allergies, plus I have 2 sprained ribs at the sternum. So.
Oh, you hit the jackpot.
Man,
It's a hat trick. All right.
Trifecta. Probably not a good time to buy lotto tickets.
No, gosh, no.
Oh no, that's all right. You'll be 3 days and you're going to be up and running around again. Or you were up bike riding anyway, so it doesn't sound like
I can still bike ride because I can just force my legs to work harder.
Yeah.
Not use my chest, but I can't do wheelies and stoppies with my chest hurting like that.
Are you still doing wheelies, man? That's the fact that you can do wheelies at all impresses me.
I can ride them all the way up the street.
Oh wow, that's not bad. That's freaking amazing, dude.
Still jumping stumps and everything, man.
No way. Your kids must love that, man. The kids must be like, "That's my dad." Check him out.
In our old neighborhood, I was known as the cool dad.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It was a new construction area, so that when we moved in, the development wasn't quite finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
They had this big old mound of topsoil where a future park was to be built across the street from my house, and there was an ADA ramp on either side of the street, and then you could cross the street with enough speed on the ADA ramps to hit this mound and jump over the entire top of the thing and then land on the downslope of the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was tabletopping this thing on my mountain bike one day, and I was telling the kids, don't try this until you get some practice jumping things. Because you mess this up, it's gonna hurt.
Oh, you must have driven like dirt bikes and stuff like this also, huh? That's like
a little bit as a kid, but I was more into BMX stuff as a kid than anything.
Yeah.
And then snowboarding came along, but I never was afraid of a big jump. Back when I was like in my early teens, I lived in Anaheim Hills, and a lot of the developments there were into the side of a hill. They would make these terraces, so they would plane off a level set of land to put a plot of a couple houses on, and then they'd have it roll over a steep embankment, and then plateau again. So you had all this run-up area. You could run down one slope across the flat of where a house plot would be, and we'd build a jump right at the about 10 feet from the edge of the next slope, and we'd hit that jump with enough speed to clear about probably a good 80 feet horizontally of that sloped land, and down about 60 to 80 feet before landing at the bottom of the slope, just before it curls back up to a flat level surface. So
oh, that's insane. That's not.
got some serious hang time on that thing, and like
Yeah.
it was daunting to most people. They're afraid to jump it, but the reality is when you have that much hang time, you got a lot of forgiveness.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, you've got lots of time to kind of correct yourself before you land.
Yeah.
Whereas on a shorter jump where you're not having as much airtime, one mistake, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. See, and the funny thing is, I bet that kind of like, you know, when you're taking a trade also, it's a little bit like launching yourself into the air, you know, in a
Yeah.
moment of, and remembering how to keep your balance, you know? So I bet those,
Right.
training those skills come in pretty handy now. Yeah.
They do. I mean, it kind of gives me the ability to shut down fear
Yeah.
and just, just turn it into a function.
Yeah. That's one of the things I wanted to have written on my wall from the series Dune. Fear is the mind killer. You know.
Yeah.
That's the thing that'll get you.
I like the one from the movie Divergent too. Like, fear doesn't shut you down; it turns you on or wakes you up.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember that one. I gotta check it out.
I think it's fear wakes you up
Yeah.
or something like that.
Divergent. I think I saw that. I can't remember. I can't remember it. But this was. Look at this. I used one of your ideas for drawing this trend line into it being a perfect balance point. Wait, you guys, give me 1 second. My son just came in and he's yelling.
Sure.
Ludwig, vad är det?
That's just like flat, choppy,
Du vet,
ugly on the
Ludwig.
1 minute chart, man. It's
Kommer
just.
du ihåg vad vi sa?
Bleh.
Yeah, this is no great day to trade.
No. Good day to tell stories and talk
Yeah.
about stuff, but
We've got to get some semblance of everybody going in the same direction. RTY is just pushing its top, and so is YM, and NQ's like, nah, I think I'll sell off.
right.
And you know, they can't all go opposite directions for very long, so somebody's got to turn around eventually.
Yeah.
It feels like they want to go short eventually, but
It kind of feels like that. The longer term pattern points that out, where it's a topping pattern on the 30-minute chart.
Really
The
nice
only
spot.
downside is it's also somewhat a bull flag, so it's like I think this market's waiting for something. I mean, it clearly is, but you know, it's like
it's like everybody's waiting for somebody else to do something.
right.
But RTY is seriously on fuego.
Yeah. It's that's kind of crazy actually, huh?
That's generally a risk on.
Yeah.
So, but the tech is trying to sell off, so it's dragging us down.
Well, that's
Good
the
morning,
fun-
guys.
I was just looking at yesterday. I think I already mentioned it, but how little. I always thought RTY was super heavy tech, but it's not. It's actually pretty small. It's not weighted heavily towards tech actually. It's weighted heavily towards all of the more conservative stuff.
Right.
Which is kind of weird.
Ah, dang it! That was supposed to go into program files.
Oh, sorry. I'm really getting tired of my kids being home. They've been home for like I don't know how long now.
I guess I can make a new folder in my program file.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me?
I hear Jeremy great.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on. This
Yeah, you're very low.
This is gonna drive me insane. I just reinstalled my entire computer to make it so it was sounding better.
Maybe because you're Swedish.
That might be what it is. Just nobody wants to hear the Swedes.
No, sometimes you come like loud and then sometimes you just fade away.
That's weird. Just give me 1 second just to check something. Um,
Okay, TOS, let's see you clean up your install act.
I hope it's a little bit better now. Is it any better?
Tiny bit.
No. I'm just gonna be honest.
No, being honest.
Hold on to my volume so when Jeremy talks, it doesn't blast me out, just so I can hear you.
That's really not cool. I need to.
I can talk softer.
Right, and carry a big stick.
That's it. I just don't want to end up coughing in your ear or something. That would suck.
I need to.
They were kind of discombobulated, hanging out. It's just not the greatest market conditions to trade in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I taxed my computer with installing most of TMS.
See if this can get.
Beat up my processor.
So if it was.
Downloaded in like 14 seconds. That was quick.
What is that? You got it to work?
I got it downloaded in like 14 seconds.
That's awesome.
I have a hell of an internet.
But you had like 20, was it 20 megabytes per second or something like this, or 200 megabytes per second, or.
Internet speed?
Mm-hmm.
500 up and down.
Oh my god, yeah, that'll do it.
What's wrong with your TOS?
I had to reinstall it for some reason. I had to completely clean it out and install it. It wouldn't allow the auto execute to install itself. I have it on my phone, I just didn't have it on my computer. And when I went to install it on my computer, it didn't install it.
That's annoying.
Yep. Yeah, I really don't know. This is the kind of market that I hate trading in, actually. So, and my chart's a little bit of a mess now. But looks like it's coming down to our 50%, or that's not a 50% line. That was just a trend line based off this kind of consolidation thing. Then failed, came up to it, so I marked it off and tested it again there and there. So I figured it would continue to be an area of interest. We can see if we can bounce off that, which we're not going to do. Failing out of it, we'll have the Russell failing now below this kind of little low here. But this looks like one of those risky spots to short it, where you get caught in a double bottom kind of thing on the NQ. So I would kind of be. It feels like a trap, doesn't it? Yeah. Feels like a trap. Sorry, I break out into song sometimes. What I'd be looking for is NQ to hold this line and then just kind of rally up off of it a little bit if it's going to do that. If this is a trap, which is at the moment what it's kind of like setting up to be. But it could also just turn around in a dime and flush on everybody again. This is looking like a double bottom on potential double bottom on the NQ there. these indicators, try to ignore them just for now. But I mean, they're right in terms of what they're representing. But it looks like the stock RSI is kind of in a choppy market. It's supposed to be better than the straight up RSI. Whatever. Everything's looking oversold at the moment also. Just have a glance at it. Let's see if this can get through. Can I not hide this one?
Certainly trapped. Did make a 1-for-1 off. Regression line support stepped out exactly that distance above 3.5%.
Yeah. It's this line, isn't it? Yeah. Don't get caught. Yeah, this is going to go one of these days, right? NQ coming up on this line, which it kind of reacted on before. We can actually adjust that a little bit.
Setting up a bearish move, but it's like very sketchy.
Everything's sketchy. And with the Russell, with everything, looking at the sectors, we can see the, let's get this back, set up to, so it's the market day. I want to set this one. Ah, it doesn't matter.
A lot
Right
of
now.
other analysts agree to keep a very close eye on IWM. It can kind of tend to lead the market. Its critical support zone is 160. It snaps that. It's in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, just above 174.
And IWM is having a good day. You look, it's high. It's overweight real estate in comparison to the other indices. It's also overweight industry, ironically in comparison to the other indices, and everything like this. But you can see here we're having a little bit of a rally on all the sectors, kind of turn around, especially financials is trying to cross up over the other sectors. I found it fitting to turn financials into the green, my green line here. You see it's holding up pretty well. It's tech and I can't remember what this one is. That's that's NASDAQ in general. See, so basically NASDAQ's being let down, and it's just being, obviously it's following the tech sector. What's the pink one again? Communications. Yeah, so which Apple's included in. So we have a lot of heavy hitters in financials and communications, which is why the NASDAQ is performing so crappily then. Can you say crappily? I don't know if that's socially acceptable. It's all right? Okay.
Yeah, it's a
I like it. I'm gonna work with it. Real estate's been holding up crazy well, which kind of surprises me in this high. Maybe there's a good reason for it, but in a high, interest rate environment, I don't understand why real estate would be holding up so well if it's not like a bubble. But yeah. Oh, really? They're trying that again?
One in their right mind who knows any better would ever agree to adjust the rate of
Because I would do an adjustable rate. If I had to buy a house right now, I would do an adjustable rate at 5 to 7 years, because for real, the interest rates are going to come back down now. Whether or not you're going to be able to get your equity out of the home, that's the big question. Prices are too high, but the interest rates are going to come back down. They can't stay this high for very long, not with our debt. We'll have much bigger problems than interest rates. 3 or 4 year interest rates stay this high.
The housing market here in Canada is going down. It's just
We're being stubborn here. I mean, people are still, just the sellers are not coming off their
Yep.
prices. It's crazy.
Sweden's the same way.
They just think the Fed's going to pivot and everything put still in place, and we're just going to be all hunky dory. That'll be fine until everything just we run into a big fat brick wall,
Yeah.
which will happen. It can't not happen. And the longer they put it off, the worse it's going to be.
I just the fact that the Fed's going to miss a recession to actually manage to thread the needle and not cause a recession by raising rates seems to me like such like antithetical to everything that's happened in the past. I mean, when has the Fed ever succeeded in doing anything that they planned on doing? I mean, never, right? So what's the bet to make? They're going to succeed this time or not, It just seems like a no-brainer, but you never know. This might be the one time. We had the ES coming right back up to that channel line again. Broke through a little now. And yeah.
I've been scalping this long, building a short position, but I might have to abandon the short.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit like that, huh? This did turn into a double bottom.
But we're not even a third of the way through the overnight session's range. We're still in the lower half of this overnight session.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're getting much traction to the upside.
No.
But we could just hang out here.
This all day. Just chop around in this all day.
Yeah.
Chop. But it seems weird that would happen when the Russell's being like this. It doesn't seem like a sideways day when the Russell's trying to pull up so hard. Not to say that it's not going to be like that, but it just seems weird to me. Coming back, Russell's right on this this kind of line now. That's the one that you were talking about, huh, Jeremy? This line is basically what it's on now, right? Sorry, you probably don't have them.
Keep that on.
Yeah.
Looking at is 5-second megaphone. That's
5 second.
had a 1-for-1 break from the anchor support and then knocked back up. Posted a
Ah.
chat. Now it came back above the regression line, made another 1-for-1 into resistance 65. Just space. I don't know that we're going to get a breakout or trend today. So we can climb along, chopping sideways.
Yeah.
Tradable from the scalp or something. You gotta make sure you have a clean setup and signal ready to go.
These are the kind of days that kill my account, though. This is the kind of stuff that I don't like trading. I'm in awe of people who like trading in this. For me, it's just it just causes a lot of stress. It's better to well, sometimes it's better to sit on your hands. Yeah. What would a target be for this one? Let's find a target. If it's going to move towards something, it's going to move towards. I need a bigger time frame. Let's take the 2 minute. Finding a target for right now, easily. Up 4. It's pretty much. Yeah, I guess 410. It's coming up on that. Looks a bit iffy though. What does that line look like?
It is a little resource on the middle. Running a 64.
Yeah. NQ put. I know what I'm saying. Russell continuing this push here. You're taking a measured move on this one. So basically, like, this, what would that put it at? 170, 172.
I always kind of eyeball the halfway point.
Oh yeah. There we got the halfway point.
Sometimes you don't get a full fall.
Yeah.
Spin.
Oh, I had a shorter time frame one. You're looking at this. Is that what you're looking at, Jeremy? Do you see my screen? I'm not sure if that was.
Looking at the previous trend.
Yeah. One leg, two legs, three legs. Retraction.
Your audio's
Oh man, I don't know what to do, man. This is gonna drive me crazy. Yeah, I might have to. I'm gonna have to just speak up. I'm gonna have to do this again and like.
2 inches from the chin. So it's
Yeah, but I have.
desktop mic
No, I have a headset. I got a Sennheiser headset, like a good one. And no, it's it's my drivers on the computer. I don't know why the pre-installed audio driver is so crap, but it really is. I need to change it out for a custom one. I'm really sorry, you guys. That sucks. I know how horrible it is to listen to somebody where you can't actually hear what they're saying. Yeah, I'll continue working on it and see if I can get it fixed tonight.
This is the slowest, ugliest movement I've ever seen Spike do.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, I'm like, I think I'm just gonna quit while I'm ahead here and go do something else today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's untradable for like scalping ES.
Dude, scalping is boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so slow.
Mm.
2 or 3 tickets at a time going, okay, well, it works, but
Yeah. Yeah.
up to zero print down at 4,025. So we're gonna get back down there at some point in time. But we could go to 15 or 20 before then. In the ES.
What are you
And
thinking?
it might take all day to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This great. There's just no news or nothing to shake
The-
the market up.
There's no catalyst today, huh?
Yeah.
Is there nothing today? Let's see.
Not really.
Econ calendar.
I mean, there's some stuff going on in Congress, right? Is it Yellen that's speaking today? They're talking about the bank fiasco and what happened to SVB and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
there might be something out of
Oh yeah.
that.
At 10 o'clock, the bar is testifying.
We had the 10 o'clock Fed index.
You
No.
would have known it by watching the market.
No.
Got 10:30 Dallas. Might wiggle a tiny bit.
No. Yeah. It's one of these,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get out there and pump the market or something.
right?
Down the club, let's sell it all.
Burn it all to the ground. No, yeah, that's not, yeah. Not gonna happen at the moment.
Price action.
Yeah. We need to drop down to something lower, right?
I've got a little bit of
CNET is
It's kind of grinding on.
yeah.
Right halfway spot of traces. Back to the gap line, just about.
That's still not much of a move, huh? Well, it's doing something. At least it's trending.
Pull back or trend.
What do we look like an entire time frame?
Well, I have a liquidity zone marked out.
Mm-hmm. From
Get higher than this 332.50 area. Run to stop at 336.50. Continues on up. But otherwise, it can also reverse here. So trade on long or short.
yeah, you do that. You do the options there, right?
Yeah, that would be what if you wanted to trade or contract to pull that off.
Yeah. They're expensive, though, right?
Oh yeah, spread are definitely most economical choice. Even those are pricey.
What is one of the what does one leg cost? Basic. I mean, like you can't say like that, but it depends on what you're buying. But I mean, yeah. Let me see if there's any penny stocks moving now. That VKTX is still, everything is just kind of chopping around. Everything is biotech. I try to avoid biotech.
It's fun to trade and scalp it. It tends to be like pumped by a lot of influencers, so to speak. So like you'll see a quick pop up, and you'll see a great setup. It looks like a good go, and then all of a sudden, boom, just rips the face off.
Yeah, and they do a lot of biotech is like they dilute their stock crazy often. it's they have to raise money somehow while they're paying for their $50 million trials. Yeah, it's really not a lot. I don't have a lot of trade in this actually. So for me, this is a little bit of a, like I said before, this double bottom was something, but everything's just chopping, huh? Where I got that from? TOS? It's not known to do that, is it? It's supposed to be. Oh. So basically, what does this look like? If this fails on the ES, we might have a move. This could move up, set up for a move to the downside. What would a target be? 50% of this, pretty much to this, 4 down to the whole roundy again, 400. I'm not sure. Maybe I should start putting up the SPY up like you guys usually do. If it fails this line. Yeah.
I'd love to see something set up for a quick snap. Just
Yeah.
this is a time where just it's really simple. Time decay.
Yeah.
A lot of options trades. Stuff.
But I would have, if I had my broker open, I would have shorted that for a quick one to retest a 4,000 on the ES.
3-point move happening right now.
Yeah.
Scalp that on the ES.
What does that do for the? Yeah, you need to be doing with options then, right? I mean, you can't. I mean, how many? What kind of capital do you?
Futures contracts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Options right now. So you might get like 20% return on legs.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
3 or 4 strikes out.
I'm looking for this to go. I'm looking for this to come down to.
Anytime, man. Knowing those megaphone patterns and knowing progression like that, it's like such a difference when it comes to scouting.
It's gold.
That move was setting up perfectly as it broke through the 5-second 200, just clockwork straight to progression.
You have 200. I can throw up to 200 also. What's on the 5-second? That's okay. It won't even show on this chart.
As far as futures trading, the SPY 5-second chart has probably been the most useful thing I've seen.
200. Well, what's the 200 in the 200 in the 1 minute would be 3. About the 3. So let's add the 3 EMA to this.
I just use an SMA, just a 200 SMA on any time frame.
Yeah, but
That way I don't have to adjust it, it's self-adjusting.
yeah. I'm still expecting this to go down to the round number. Let's see.
Second, it's hit on the impression line, double bottom and down 0 breach. It's back to that 395.80. Second to the ship. Alright, now I need to futures charts.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. You can get like the MES, but you can't get the MES, M3 or the H3 or anything.
Yeah. MES.
/ES.
Flash ES, thank you.
Sure.
There it is. Alright. Gives us the... And then how do we get the individual contracts, or does it automatically do it from the constant contract?
It automatically does it.
The continuous contract. Do you guys call it constant contract, or is it the continuous contract? In TradingView, they call it. Yeah.
Whatever it is. I just need to make sure I can add my trade buttons on there. That's what I intend to do. Is I intend to trade. A bigger account's going to be on TOS, and then I'll run a smaller account on TradeStation.
Yeah. What are the margins like on TOS? The day margin. For the day margin also.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You need.
Sizable account to run.
Yeah. This is looking like it's going to bounce from here on the ES. A little bit up to 405. If it gets above, that high, still expect it to dip down to the whole. That's not quite on it, is it?
Unfortunately, guys, I gotta get going. All the best in the market today.
Have a good one, man.
Take care.
Too. Yeah, you guys, I might actually cut this off a little bit earlier today. I'm sorry that I'm not 100% with it. I need to get into the groove of doing this. Yeah.
Kind of, like I said, I'm kind of off my game this week too.
Is that bounce up to 405 quickly?
There's not much happening in the market, is there? So
Yeah.
Flat.
Yeah. 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 All right, I'm gonna call it. Thanks you everybody, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Cass. Take care.
You too.
Wow, and if you guys want, I can throw up my screen and watch my phone.
Yeah, go on. I like the background. You like my